Sagicor e-Advantage, bank with ease, as you please, like a breeze, pay no fees, rain or shine, save your time, it's so fine when you bank online.
Finally, there's a savings account that meets your need for speed and ease. Sagicor Bank e-Advantage, bank online, no monthly fees, unlimited, free Sagicor Bank ABM withdrawals, interest on your money. Sagicor Bank e-Advantage.
It's so fine when you bank online.
Open your Sagicor Bank e-Advantage account today.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Novia MacDonald-White and we are powered today by Sagicor, Digicel and Carreras. What are we doing today? We're shopping. One of my personal favorite things to do. We're shopping with confidence and enjoying our retail therapy today. We'll be shopping with Marcus Richards, Managing Director of Hardware and Lumber. We've never gone shopping with him. Donna Parnell, Director, Creative Building Finishes. Lisa Garcia, on behalf of Carmen Brown at Furnitureland. Pat Samuels, Managing Director at Signatures Boutique. Michael Amar Jr., Director, Amar's. Colette Mornan, Store Manager, Fontana Pharmacy. Anne-Marie Walters, Regional Manager, Ashley Furniture Home Store. And a jewelry stop at Anup Shandaram, CEO of Bijou.
That's the goal this week as hundreds more open across America. Nordstrom has already reopened about 35 stores across the South, with more locations to follow. Under its new guidelines, the retailer will quarantine returned items for at least 24 hours and make sure customers know the rules as soon as they enter. Behind the scenes, overhead cameras and sensors will count how many customers are in the store, and expect more options for a no-contact shopping experience. We first showed you this smart cart in February. Scan your items, and when it's time to check out, tap your credit card.
Enjoy your bananas.
Take care. No need to wait in a busy checkout line. Analytics company SAS developed this heat mapping technology businesses can use to monitor room capacity and identify high-touch areas that may require more frequent cleaning.
As Italy begins to open up, Milan, the country's fashion capital, is also returning to normal. The city is regarded as a hub to some of the finest and most luxurious clothing brands. After a 2-month hiatus, shops in Milan have started to open up. Now, this is part of the relaxations announced by Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte on the 4th of May. Now, each customer is to be checked for temperature before being allowed to enter, and they have to wear masks and maintain social distancing while shopping.
There's also going to be loads of signs to guide you. We'll be working hard to protect both you and our partners at all times. With screens at the till, we've been obsessive with our cleaning our baskets after each use, and we're regularly cleaning the door handles, lift buttons, escalators, and our chip and pin pads. We'll also be encouraging customers to use our hand sanitizer facilities, which are all around the store. You might see some of the partners wearing PPE if they choose to.
Good morning again. Our retail therapy begins this morning at Hardware and Lumber, and we're delighted to welcome Marcus. Morning again, Marcus. Can you unmute for me? Right.
Yes, good morning, Novia.
Morning again. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Well, the last time we went shopping with you, we discovered, well, you had a paint whisperer in store. And
That is correct.
that was pretty awesome because we had no idea of the, advances in painting. We always thought that we had to paint and then check out of the house for 2 days. So what else have you in store for us?
We've actually upgraded that paint experience for all
great.
of our customers, Novia, across a number of our big box stores. And gentle reminder to the public that we have a pretty significant retail footprint that includes 10 Rapid True Value stores, and that's the home and hardware brand for hardware and lumber. We also have 5 farm and garden stores across the island under the brand H&L Agro.
Great. So we're delighted to hear that. But of course, you saw what's happening. I mean, we've all had a front row seat to the disruption, I like to call it, of our retail therapy. So what can we expect when we go shopping with you now?
You can expect a number of things, including the same great service that all of our customers are accustomed to. We have, along with a lot of people, increased the cleaning and sanitation of all of our stores, and we have, of course, guided activities when it comes to social distancing, customary mask entry, you have to have a mask on to enter our stores. The hand sanitization is also in full effect, and many other things. Markers are placed at specific locations throughout the stores to ensure the safety and security of all of our stakeholders, including our customers and our staff.
Great. So we now move to Donna Parnell, who is the Director, Creative Building Finishes. Good morning, Donna. If you can unmute. Right. Good morning again. We're not hearing you, Donna.
Can you hear me now?
Perfectly well.
Okay.
We have
All right.
we have a little clip first to introduce your store. So let's hear it and let's watch it. So good morning again, Donna. Take us through your shopping experience.
Okay. Morning, everybody. And to the panel, some of whom I can recognize from shopping with us at Hair Creative. Okay, so, come February, end of February, beginning of March, when all this COVID thing started, we realized that we had to make our environment safe. And for those of you who don't know, Creative Building Finishes is a tile store. That is what we specialize in. We are unique in that in Jamaica. We're, I would say, the only tile store in that we're not mixed up with a lot of other stuff. No furniture, no kitchen, no appliances, just tiles. So for us, with over almost 7,000 square foot of showroom space, we're able to maneuver our customers, having them, so before you can enter the store, your temperature is checked, you have the usual protocols, hand sanitized, and nobody enters without a mask. Our showroom team and our warehouse team, they all wear masks as well. And we even have the protective gear for some of the, for the showroom team who would prefer wearing that. It's not mandatory. The masks are mandatory, but not the shields. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. We move along now to Furniture Land and to Lisa Garcia. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Okay.
Good morning, Nova.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Hearing you.
Oh, brilliant. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Do you want to tell us
Well,
about... Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. So
Yes,
at
please.
Furniture Land, Carmen's Collection, we have stayed open, thank God, during the coronavirus. And, well, put it this way. At this time, business, like everyone else, affected us somewhat in that business was a little bit slow. But we have done, I have to say, God bless, we've done pretty well for the period. We've stayed open, we have followed the government guidelines, we are constantly sanitizing. So you can say probably within every hour, 2 hours, we sanitize even down to the doorknob. So we've really been at it, and what has been a wonderful experience is that during such a difficult time, so many of our loyal clients and customers have been great and very supportive.
Thank you very much. Pat Samuels, Managing Director of Signatures Boutique. Hi, Pat. How are you?
Good morning, Novia.
Are you settled? Tell us about shopping at Signatures Boutique these days.
Sorry, say that again.
Tell us about shopping at Signatures Boutique these days.
Okay. As I had said before in the little promo you did with us, that come March, when we realized what was happening with the COVID, immediately we shut the doors because we figured at this time people will be focused on getting themselves safe. You know, they're not going to be focused on shopping. So I said, you know, what's the point of no one coming into the door? So we shut the door from March. We've been open now for a week. And all the protocols the other panelists just mentioned, the sanitizing, everything the government suggests, we had those on the wraps ahead of time. So when we opened up, we had everything in place. We even had an extra box of masks because like everybody, we insisted on the masks. So if you didn't have one, we would give you one from the box. What we did a little different though, was because we're in the clothing business, I wasn't sure how to treat the clothes situation. So one of my big suppliers who have boutiques, even though they are a company that sells goods, they have their own boutiques in different cities all over the world. I called upon them to say, how would we treat with the clothes? They said, what we did was once the clothes are tried, they're removed from the shop, they're steamed on the wrong side, misted with a sanitizer, taken off the shelf for about 4 or 5 hours, and then they are replaced. So we said, good. So immediately I ran out, I bought myself a steamer, and we're doing that, and it seems to be working because we've been calling the customers first. We didn't have a grand opening as we usually do, sending out the text and stuff. I decided to call a few of my regular customers to test how they would feel and, you know, if they have any ideas that they think we should do. And they've been coming and they've been happy and shopping. So we feel positive. We're not suggesting we're back to normal, but whoever came in, we've started a 40% sale on everything that we figured something had to drag them in here. So the 40% off everything in the store seems to be working. And so far, so good. We're keeping our fingers crossed.
Well, like everybody else in every corner of the globe, it's a slow return.
Exactly.
Let's see. We have a clip. Michael Amar, the last time we had you on talking about brick and mortar, you were telling us about the changes that are taking place at Amar. So let us take a close look at that. Michael, continue the walk with us. I mean, the shop floor seems to be going on forever and ever and ever at Amar's. What's new? What's different? What have you done?
I'm Novia.
How you doing?
Well, we've done everything. We've done absolutely everything from the ceiling to the floor. Everything's been redone. Our aisles are much wider than they were before. We've taken out about 10% of the stands, so there's a lot more space to move around.
Okay, yeah.
We've changed our cash locations to the back walls, so they're much more, out of the way for people ready to check out. And it's been working great. We never did close, not even for one day. And we had been watching this thing from December in China and January. So we had implemented most of, if not all, of the government protocols from early March. And in fact, we have gone further than that. When you come to our stores, the first thing is that our security guards open the door for you, so you don't have to touch the door. Your temperature's checked, your hands sanitized, you have to have on a mask. But then when you come in, we try to make the experience as normal as possible. Mm-hmm. We don't get too close to you, but our staff is there to attend to you. We're installing shields at the cash register to protect both the customer and the cashiers. We steam all our clothes, both when they come into the store first and if they're exchanged and returned. We wipe everything at least once every hour, and the cash counters and credit card machines and stuff half an hour. But we try and do it in a way that the customers don't really, feel that uncomfortable, because we want to make the shopping experience as great as possible. And thank God we've had a really good month of May and June, and we're hoping to be fully back to normal by the end of the month.
What's the feedback been in terms of your space, the shopping experience and walking through?
The feedback for the new store has been phenomenal. And in fact, while this COVID has been going on, we actually have redone the downtown store as well. And we are about to start Sovereign next week. So you can see that we're looking at this thing as a long-term thing. COVID is a bad hiccup, it's a bump in the road. It has definitely challenged retailers. But we can't focus on today, we have to focus on tomorrow. And nothing is more important than keeping our stores at world-class level, customers an experience they're not going to find anywhere else.
Great. Let's take a look at what's happening at Fontana Pharmacy.
Since COVID-19, we have taken a number of steps in order to ensure that we are practicing social distancing and just general health and safety issues. On entering the store, we have a team members ready to sanitize each customer. Their hands are sprayed, and then they enter the store. They go through their purchasing process. Once they get to the cashier, we have decals on the floor as well as in front of the cash register indicating our 6 feet apart policy. Once they complete their purchases, the cashiers go through a sanitization process. They start by wiping down the machines, the cash register, as well as the card machines with alcohol, as well as the counters, and then they sanitize their hands. They are required to wear masks and or face shields when in contact with the customer.
It's pretty much find everything at Fontana. We're really sure you're going to enjoy your shopping experience here.
Hi, Colette. How are you?
Hi, Novia. Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
Good. There's nothing like the store manager's attention. Take us shopping.
Yeah, well, you know, like everyone else with the advent of COVID-19, we've had to make a number of changes. And as indicated in the video clip, the health and safety of our customers as well as our team members is extremely important to us. So we have had to implement these changes to ensure that while the shopping experience has changed to an extent, it hasn't changed so much to interfere with the pleasure of walking through and identifying and shopping for your items. Our customers, the no mask policy is strictly enforced. You cannot enter the store without a mask on. We do practice social distancing in every way. Our team members are ready on hand to assist, but they also recognize that we do have to keep that distance from our customers. And our customers are really very cooperative in that process. We tend to have a very interactive process here at Fontana. We get involved in our customer shopping experiences. We try to assist them as best as we can, but of course recognizing that some persons want to do it on their own. So if they need our assistance, we stand ready to do that. I think that for the most part, the customers enjoy the shopping. Initially, to be honest, just before COVID-19 came in, became a challenge to us, we actually looked at a curbside process. So we actually had that in motion before COVID-19. And so as soon as we kind of got word, okay, this is serious, we got to implement these changes, we started that, and that went very, very well for our customers. Of course, there's a lot of concern, consternation. Do I want to interact? Nobody was too sure what COVID-19 would bring. So they welcomed the curbside process, which went very, very well.
Great. Thank you very much. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Anne-Marie Walters is the regional manager at Ashley Furniture Home Store. So let's take a look first.
Discover your style and express yourself with furniture from the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Visit any of our 2 locations at Ligonier Kingston or Fairview Montego Bay. Find the most exquisite range of furniture in varying styles to suit your needs. So tell your story with elegant and affordable lounge, bedroom, dining pieces, and more from the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Here at Ashley, this is home.
Good morning. How are you doing, Anne-Marie?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Great.
I know you had it really easy. Speak the truth, Anne-Marie. You know, we were forced to stay in, so we came and shopped.
Right. Well, I'm happy that you're forced to stay in because I know during this period several persons spend time at home, and when you tested the furniture and was able to sit in the living room suite for a very long time, you said, wow. Maybe this requires some change, or I'm sleeping in my bed longer than I used to before because I'm not able to go out and have the fun that I used to be. And also, if you're spending time in your garden, you know, you need outdoor furniture. And so certainly at Ashley Furniture Home Store, we were here for you. The COVID-19 situation it really affected all of us. And certainly we have learn to really ride the waves, and most of all, take more care of your customers and also take care of your staff. So for us, it was challenging, but certainly we learned how to do things differently. So we introduced, like others, the curbside pickup for those customers who didn't want to come into our stores and shop. We facilitated that curbside pickup. Persons would wonder how come you can do curbside pickup with furniture, but certainly those accessories that you used to to really bring that lift to your home is what we were able to offer you. And also we have other pieces like your center table, your coffee table, your end table, certain small pieces that you could put in your vehicle. We were able to facilitate that. We also engaged more in online shopping. Persons were able to do their online shopping within Facebook and WhatsApp. And we also focused on how it is that we can bring those value home to our customers while they stay home and try to enjoy their environment. We also, for those persons who continue to be in the brick and mortar situation where you want to come in and touch and feel, we facilitated that. At entrance at our door, we sanitize. We continue to sanitize all of our products, all the counters, doors, everything is that we're constantly sanitizing to ensure our customers' safety. And also when you come in, that experience is that we give you that space for you to look and ensure that you have your distance, the social distancing, you are making sure that you enjoy that. But even though we are allowing you to enjoy that, and we're behind that mask that everybody is behind, we are also giving that experience where we're smiling behind the mask. Because some persons have really struggling with the mask and see how it is that you deal with it, but we're dealing with it. We're ensuring that we have that smile behind the mask and ensuring that the customers who come in are really greeted friendly and treated in the same fashion that we would have treated you when COVID-19 was not in. So we are doing a number of things, Novia, to make sure the shopping experience is well and taking care of our number one, which is our staff, and taking care of our customers. We continue to do that. And I'm sure during this period, even though it's a pandemic that we're going through, persons will recognize that the value that we have to add to you is still a part of your life. And if you really want us to come into your home and make that delivery, we make sure that our drivers go through the same sanitization process before they come into your house and even after they leave. So we really want to say at Ashley Furniture Home Store, we're really here for you and we're gonna be able to serve you through this period. Come on over, we have lots of offers. At this time, our promotion is any style, same price. It means that you can come in and get yourself a sofa. We have 20% off our mattresses. So we have offers here for you. So feel free, if you wanna come in and shop, we're here for you. And if you wanna stay home and shop, we also can facilitate that. So shop, that's what we are promoting at this time. And thank you, Novia, for allowing us this opportunity to share with our customers.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. The whole idea is to get everybody in the mood to shop, so thank you. Let's find out if diamonds are still a girl's best friend.
Beginning as a small dry goods establishment in downtown Kingston over 70 years ago to one of Jamaica's premier retailers of fine watches and jewelry, we try every day to build on our foundation and principles of honesty and integrity and improve on our culture of impeccable customer service. As we chart our way through these unprecedented times, we hope that you are keeping safe and want to remind you that we have been and will be here for you no matter what. This is our promise. We promise to continue to represent the world's best brands of watches, jewelry, and fragrances, and to treat our customers and each other with the respect and care that each of you genuinely deserves. If you have any questions, queries, or need special assistance during this time, be sure to contact us through our website, social media accounts, or directly at one of our stores. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in store very soon.
Welcome, Anup, CEO Bijou.
Hi, welcome to, thank you for having me, Novia, and to the esteemed panel. I guess the question is the same. The video answers most of it.
No, you can start by, are diamonds still a girl's best friends, Anup?
Absolutely. Remember, people still have to get married. There is Mother's Day, Father's Day, there is a girlfriends. You still got to treat, your special lady and your special man with special things. So life hasn't stopped. Life continues, and so gift giving is is always going to be there. So we've done fairly well. Our New Kingston store has never closed. The other ones in of course, that are more tourism related have closed, but are starting to reopen one by one. And we expect some semblance of normality by December. As you can see from our videos and from everybody else's comments, that safety is our number one priority, both for our customers and equally for our employees. We feel like if you treat your employees well, they will treat your customers well, and employees must come first. In our view. So when you come to Bijou New Kingston, our security guards open the door for you, so you don't have to touch the handles. Our security chamber, we only allow 2 people at a time in that chamber. So the first door has to close before the second one can be open. Hands are sanitized upon entering. Everyone must wear masks, including the customers. If you don't have a mask, we will give you a mask. The social distancing stickers on the floor. So every 6 feet we have stickers to kind of remind you that you need to, keep your distance from the next customer and employee. When you are looking at merchandise, once you try on something, the sales staff cannot put that merchandise back in the showcase. They have to put it in a tray, and they walk around you with a tray, even if you've not bought it. And then before it goes back into the showcase, it has to be cleaned. So once you touch it, once the customer touches it or the employee touches it, it cannot go back until it is clean. Other things we have done, which is interesting, that we have changed our scent. So we have a specific curated scent when you walk into our stores, and we've changed it to a very clean scent. We've used one called White Tea, which once you visit, you'll recognize it. The place smells clean. The other things that we do, somebody has mentioned, we ask our employees to smile with their eyes. To some success, I think if you smile with your mouth, your eyes smile with it.
Yeah.
The eyes are the windows to the soul, they say. So we try to get that accomplished. And we also offer, like other people, curbside pickup. We will take the product out to your car for you. If we've sold you something on video chat or Instagram chat or DM or whatever, we will take it out to your car with a credit card machine if you don't want to come inside. We also have home delivery, and we offer a VIP personal shopping assistant. So you can actually shop by phone, by video. So we do that, and we have some really exciting brands coming. Can't mention them now, but
yes, why not?
No, because the vendors want to make the announcement. These are international brands that you'll find on Fifth Avenue or Madison Ave, Bond Street, Champs-Élysées, some good stuff. And certainly will be in long before Q4, where we do most of our business. So stay tuned and come visit.
Sooner than you think. Marcus, we're going to take a look at your clip and ask you a few questions thereafter. Sometimes it's a good thing to start first. Sometimes, you know, you have hiccups. So we missed your clip at the beginning. But looking at your promo video, as it were, you were, you know, COVID hit. You've got this store full of amazing accessories and furnitures and paints and everything for the home. And I'm going to ask the first question that has come in. Did you have to reduce your prices, asked Tara Playfair Scott, because of the economic situation? You had a packed showroom, wonderful stock. Marcus, how did you approach shopping and COVID-19? We're not talking about now, we're talking about prior to.
Well, at Hardware and Lumber in all of our stores, what we stand for is really value for our customers. So because we do that routinely, including discounts and promotions on certain things, we did not do a universal price cut. Again, we have a very wide footprint in terms of retail, and in our Rapid True Value brand, we serve a number of different customer types: contractors, tradesmen, the do-it-yourselfers, and so much more. And you know, in April, I think we were significantly affected because of the St. Catherine lockdown, and it took out one of our stores for a little bit. But outside of that, we saw only reduction in traffic because of the spacing concerns and the numbers that needed to be managed in accordance with government protocols. But outside of that, you know, we saw our customers coming to us, much like everybody else on the panel, using our omni-channel structure. We too have curbside pickup, and a delivery infrastructure supported by our e-commerce platform. And we found a lot of our customers gravitating towards that. And as a function of that, and in accordance and kind of support for the national situation, what we've done is partnered with Food for the Poor. So whenever our customers shop with us, they help us support some of the neediest and the most vulnerable across the nation.
Your Do Good initiative, how did you conceptualize that? Was it a sense of, okay, we need to give back to make things sound a bit nicer, or was it a huddle at that particular juncture?
It's really a continuation and an extension of who we are, Novia. We've been around for 92 years. We've helped to build and feed a nation for many of those years, and it's just what we do. At Hardware and Lumber, we consider ourselves a subset of the Jamaican family. We are as a family as part of that. And through COVID, the need was great, and we responded, not only with Food for the Poor, but in our agricultural footprint. Food safety and security was very important. We partnered with MECAF and RADA and rolled out some $10 million worth of support to get the farmers back on their feet after the initial dislocation. The security forces were beneficiaries of our generosity as the Ministry of Health and Wellness. So it's what we do. It's part of being a good corporate citizen, I think, Novia. What was the biggest surprise for you in terms of what shoppers were actually buying? What was the surprise purchase? You know, that's a very interesting question. In COVID, one of the things that we pivoted is really around customer convenience. Mm-hmm. And we, like everybody else, recognize that customers were spending more time at home. People, I think, were seeing things that needed to be done when it came to home and hardware. People were spending more time in their gardens. So we launched a couple of different things, what we call H&L Essential Kits in home and hardware, as well as garden. And one of the big hits for us was our Essential Gardening Kit, where we prepackaged gardening supplies, including potting soil, special seeds, et cetera, et cetera. And that turned out to be a very big hit for us. And we were selling that across our entire platform. Great. So we became gardeners. Absolutely. Okay. A question from Shakima Hines. Are retailers worried, and I'm going to ask Michael to pick this up first, and then Pat. Are retailers worried that fashion and design trends will be different by the time their usual demographic of customers return to what used to be the normal shopping
patterns. This question is coming from Shakima Hines. Michael, do you want to pick that up first? Are retailers worried that fashion trends will be different?
Well, in the sphere of the retail market that we occupy, we're not in the high fashion end of the market, and so we're not worried at all. And in fact, we have brand new merchandise coming in every week throughout the entire 4-month process. Every week we have a container coming. It's whatever is currently being shown, whatever is currently being made. We're buying less styles, less quantity, but we're bringing in new merchandise every week. So yes, you're worried that there might be a dramatic shift in style, but I doubt it this year. This year is not the year for dramatic moves in fashion.
Okay, interesting. We heard it first from you, Michael. Pat, what do you have to say? What are your thoughts on this? Turn your mic on, Pat. What are your thoughts, Pat?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Good. I'm saying, as you've known over the years, our clothes are not trendy. They are current, but they are classics. So they can be worn anytime. You buy a dress from me today, I see customers walking here with things I sold them 10 years ago, if they're the same size, and it looks trendy and current. So I'm not worried about fashion changing, because that's not how we shop and that's not what we sell. So the only reason we're having a sale is when we close, we have just restocked for spring. And then hitting the warehouses abroad, we have our summer things piling up, which we couldn't stop the orders, because once they're ordered for you at the shows, they just keep coming when they're ready to be shipped. So we had to clear this out, so that comes later in summer, we can bring those in. And apart from, as I said, clearing out, giving them the customer an incentive to come in. So that's the only reason we're having this sale, not because the fashion is changing. We have clothes here that if we put it on the rack another year from now, it's still current and hot. So I'm not worried about the trend situation, because we don't get into the trends too much. We keep what's current, but in the still classic lines that can be worn all year round.
Thank you very much. Anne-Marie, a question for you from Patricia Terrell, I think. Does the increase in e-commerce usage impact decisions to open more brick-and-mortar stores? Anne-Marie.
I think we still have to. I think we still have to maintain a balance, because we're still in. I think our culture dictates that we still want to touch and feel. And while e-commerce is also balancing, and we've seen it edging up in our business, we also need to be careful and manage customers' expectation, because brick and mortar, I don't believe is going anywhere. I believe brick and mortar is here to stay, because the touch and feel aspect of it has to take place. People still like that. You send somebody something on WhatsApp or you showcase it on Facebook, they still want to come in and say, let me take a look. Let me feel whether or not this is suitable. Take, for example, a mattress. You just don't buy a mattress because of a price. You buy a mattress because you have tested it and it supports your back well enough for when you're resting, you're comfortable. So for those aspects in terms of how business transcends, I believe it is still integral to really how you manage and navigate between brick and mortar and online on e-commerce.
Anne-Marie, here's a question that somebody has asked.
Yes.
On the subject of buying a mattress, Anne-Marie, so you encourage somebody to walk into your store and roll on the bed to feel them, to adjust their bodies to the mattress. How does that work?
Okay, so in COVID-19,
during COVID, exactly.
Okay, so testing of mattress certainly is something that is really personal. So you have to continue to sanitize that bed. Additionally, we do have roll papers that we use to test the mattress if the customer decides to utilize in terms of testing. So that facility is still there, and customers can feel comfortably in doing, because after you have tested that paper is disposed of, and a new sheet when a customer decides to test again is provided.
Okay, this is a question for you, Michael. It's not the same person that asked you the last time. This is for Mike Lamar. We hear about, or this is from Sam Williams, we hear about all that is being done to keep shoppers safe, but are you doing enough to ensure items are cleaned after they are put back on the shelves?
Well, as I said, all the merchandise coming into our stores usually comes in plastic, which is taken off and disposed of. The merchandise is then steamed and hung out. If there are any returns, they would be steamed in and out before they're put back on the shelves. We constantly, all day long, clean the hangers, the stands, anywhere that the customer's fingers would touch. Because remember, it's not only the customers that come in that we have to protect, but we have to protect our team members as well, who are there all day long. So safety is paramount right now in our mind.
Thank you very much. And I think if, for those of you who watched the earlier videos, video clips that came from, Milan, the United States, and also London, our guys are doing the exact same things. Here's a question. I think everybody can, I'll ask Colette Mornan from Fontana Pharmacy to answer this one. Can we speak about stores? This is a question from Sam Williams. Can we speak about stores working on better customer service? What is being done in that area with their staff? Customer service. We often get that complaint that the customer service, the shopping experience is not outstanding.
At Fontana, customer service is at the very top for us. We train our team members, we orient them. It's a constant reorientation of what is important. The best thing that we can do in terms of is to listen, right? A customer comes in, they need something. The first thing we have to practice is to listen. We have to learn to listen. And from that, we can, through our process, educate our customers as to what it is they're looking for. Oftentimes, a customer may come in with a complaint. It's not about being aggressive or defensive. It's about listening to what that concern is and empathizing with the concern as expressed by the customer, because they're the ones experiencing it. And then to take the action necessary to make them feel comfortable. Yes, we understand you. We care about your thoughts and your consideration, and here's what we're going to do to make it better. We always have to find a solution, and a solution that is in keeping with what customers' expectation is. At the end of the day, it is the customers who keep us going, and we have to recognize that. I think sometimes we get hung up on the customer is always right, and we have to buy into that process in order to understand it. The customer is always right, and we have to take it from that premise first before we come with a solution to what their expressed concerns are.
Thank you. Lisa, let me ask you to come in. Lisa Garcia from Furniture Land. Is the customer always right? And what's your, what would you like to add about the customer service that's afforded by shoppers at Furniture Land?
Well, Novia, I've always said that, the customer is always right, but there's always that gray area. And at Furniture Land, Carmen's Collection, we do our utmost to give the best customer service. When you walk in here, it's a big smile. We see our customers not as customers, we see you as family. Once you step through that door, you're no longer just a customer, you're almost like a guest entering our home. The wonderful thing about Carmen's Collection, and I will say about Carmen, is warm. Carmen is an extremely warm person. When you walk in here, you're going to see the brightest smile. She's usually in the store. Right now, she's overseas. That's why, you're stuck with me, okay? But usually, it's like when you come in, Carmen cares, and that what makes her so unique. You walk in, she pulls out the Bible. By the way, they're going through our Bibles right now. So she pulls out her Bible. She wants to know exactly, how can I help you? Help me help you. That's the attitude of the whole store. When you walk in, we're more than just a store. We're kind of like your designer store, meaning that we are giving you designer furniture, not at the designer price, and we do more than furniture. Of course, we cater to anything home. So if you're talking about from accent pieces to G-clays, which is wall art on canvas, anything along that line, we carry it at Carmen's Collection, Furniture Land. And I know it's a bit confusing when I say Carmen's Collection, Furniture Land. We have a collection within Furniture Land, which is tailored just for you by Carmen herself, Carmen's Collection. And now the thing is, what do you find with the customer service, that aspect? Your customer is more than just a customer. You're not just selling someone. You don't just walk through the door and say, hey, you want the sofa? No. You have to care that, yes, I'm going to help you to find the perfect sofa. And you know what? I may have something that can complement that sofa. I may not have it here, and we have an online website when our website is actually an online catalog. And a lot of people don't realize that with our catalog, they say, oh, well, why do you not have prices on the website? Because it's a catalog. We want you to go, and you can actually, if you see something you fancy, you could say, okay, guys, guess what? I'm in like this week we had I was going through our social media messages, and somebody said, oh my God, I'm delirious over this sectional. I'm like, okay, wow, that's great. She's delirious over the sectional. Now, we never had the sectional, but we're going to be ordering that sectional for her. So you can come in. If you see anything on the online catalog that you fancy, we can order it for you. At the end of the day, it's all about making the customer happy, giving them the wow, the 100%. That is why when we think the customer is always right, if you give that customer the wow, the 100%, there's no right or wrong. You're giving them all. And that's what matters.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to use this opportunity to extend our condolences to Carmen, who's not with us today. Unfortunately, she lost her husband, so just so that she knows that her family at the Observer, and I'm sure all of her fellow retailers right here extend and convey their best wishes to her at this particular point in time. Donna Parnell, here's a question for you. I saw it somewhere. Yes, it's from Danielle Brown. Danielle wants to know, how have you maintained the relationship with your clients? You know, working closely, you've got to work, obviously, because of the nature of what you do, Donna, you work closely with your clients. So how have you managed in this particular time? And also there was another question that I saw for you, but if you can answer that one first, Donna, then I'll come back. Oh yes, here's a question. That's one, and it was about building, because there seems to be in the person's opinion, a slight pause in building. So how have you been managing with with obviously people purchasing tiles for their homes?
Okay. All right, let me deal with the second question first.
Okay.
Because, contrary to what people may be thinking, if you look all around Kingston and then maybe all around Jamaica, you see that there's no such thing as the building is on a pause. As a matter of fact, if you can recall that the building industry construction was one of the first ones that the Prime Minister opened. So, we have not had a lag, except, of course, during the St. Catherine shutdown, when a lot of people were not able to come in. But apart from that, we have not had any lag at all in terms of customers coming in to shop. And that then now segues into the first question: how have we been able to manage our customer experience and having them shop on shop? We don't have an online e-commerce website. Our website is for viewing. However, as I said, the customers came in anyway, but we have our WhatsApp video, We have FaceTime, Instagram, Twitter, all of these platforms. The customers are able to walk with our very experienced sales rep and look around. I have done quite a few video calls myself and see exactly what it is. The only little difficulty here is that with tiles, you can see it, but you have to touch it. Like everybody says, it is coming in, it is the actual experience. You know, with us at Creative, we pride ourselves on our customer experience, our customer service. That is what everybody knows us for. They can't, nobody will say to you, I went to put Creative and I had a bad experience. No. One of the things that we want everybody to know is that we have a very good, our sales rep, that is what they do best. For every customer who comes in, tiles, that's not something that everybody knows about. Very few people can say, oh, porcelain versus a ceramic. So for us, we have to be there for our customers. We have to educate them. Most customers who come in, they have a vision, they have a dream, and it is our duty to make their dream come true. And that is what we do best. Customer service, that is for us, our top notch.
Okay, thank you. Here's a cheeky question for you, Anup. In fact, there are two. I'm going to, Brandon Ferguson wants to know, when is your next sale, Anup?
Brandon, who I know well, Tim, you can call me directly to answer that one. But we're not in the business of sales.
I
So
don't think so.
at Bijou, we're selling lifestyle. We're not just selling things or product. So we don't need to have sales. Our stuff is timeless. And actually, many of our precious items actually go up in value and not down. So, you know, sales are there for fashion when something is going out of fashion or season. Our stuff is timeless. So probably pre-Christmas we'll have a sale maybe in November just to make some space for new product. But we really don't have many sales at Bijou.
Okay, and also I know you head the retail experience on behalf of the government, Anup. So this question is for you. Are there any plans in place for, the government to bail out any retailers?
I don't think so. But there are some very exciting announcement that the Minister of Tourism will make, hopefully within days, if not weeks. We have engaged ourselves. We've engaged with customs and trying to work out a plan to be able to offer more to our customer. In fact, I would love to share a screen with everyone just to kind of show you how bad our tourism shopping is rated. Can I share my screen?
Of course.
Let's see. Okay. I need the host to enable my screen sharing because this is a very interesting study that I'd like to just share with you. Can you enable me to share screen?
Yes. 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds. Okay. So while I have the floor, so I want to say a couple of things. Like at Bijou, there's a technique of selling called slow selling, where customers are allowed to just browse and pick up items, and it works great in so many industries. But in COVID, people want, I think, interaction. They're starved of interaction. So even a basic acknowledgement by sales staff is important. And I think some people just want to be pointed in the right direction. Some want to be engaged. Others just want opinions. I tell my staff to pick out their favorite item. Everyone in my staff, go through the store, pick out your favorite item. And when the customers come in, Tell them this is my favorite item, and they'll sense it. Don't lie, don't misrepresent. Say this is my, and why is your favorite item.
You can
More
go. You can go ahead and share the clip
Okay.
now. I know we're ready.
So let me just run through this. Can you see this on your screen now?
Yes.
So if you look at our peers in the Caribbean, and
I'm wearing glasses and I can't see though.
can't see this?
Not seeing the numbers. Don't know if anybody else has seen it.
Can you blow up your screen? Can you double click on your screen so it becomes magnified? No?
Can they? Because we're not seeing it. Anyway, do you want to talk us through it, and up until they make the until they increase the font size?
Okay, so when we look at our peers in the Caribbean, Jamaica
Just talk us through.
Jamaica has a lot more. Certainly up to COVID, had more passengers than most destinations in the Caribbean, probably outside of Bahamas and maybe Puerto Rico. Our average visitor spend is 8th in the Caribbean. Jamaica is ranks very, very poorly in terms of visitor spend. Now, what we do good in Jamaica is count visitor arrivals. We don't count visitor spend, and it really is their spend which we really are interested in, to see how much money they leave in Jamaica that circulates in the economy through the multiplier effect. Jamaica also, there was a question that was, this study is done by the Florida Cruise Shipping Association.
Yeah.
So the question is, how did your visit to the destination meet your expectations? Jamaica ranks 28th out of 36. We are beaten by Cozumel, Puerto Vallarta, Aruba, Curacao, St. Kitts, Honduras, Bonaire, Barbados, Mazatlan, Cayman, St. Lucia, Costa Rica, Colombia, St. Martin, Belize, USVI, Guatemala, and so many others, right? Then there's a question that says, how satisfied were you with your overall shopping experience in the destination? Jamaica ranks 26 out of 36. Very, very poor. And then the last question I want to share with you is, how satisfied were you with the variety of shops in your destination? Jamaica ranks 27 out of 36. We were better than Costa Maya, Antigua, Martinique, Nicaragua, Guadeloupe, Panama, St. Vincent, and Trinidad. So the minister is very, very much aware of this, and we have engaged customs, and by default the Ministry of Finance, and hopefully we're going to hear some pretty good stuff from the minister real soon.
Well, we look forward. When was this study done? What was the date of the study?
It's a 2017, 2018 cruise year. So they collate the numbers for that year, and it was done last year for the year before.
Right.
I suppose they'll have a 2019 one soon, but we are pretty bad. I don't know. Can you see the screen now, or not really?
No, we actually saw it. I'm just going to ask. We'll come back to you, Anok, because lots of questions are coming in. You answered the question, Anok, do you think we will reach a point where government support will be required for any of these entities? You've answered that question. This is a question for Marcus. Hardware Lumber just launched a campaign that donates to Food for the Poor. You did mention it, Marcus, but can you elaborate a bit more on it? Perhaps when it actually started, what the feedback has been thus far, and perhaps why you chose Food for the Poor.
We started it in May, Novia, and with an initial run until July.
Okay.
This week, we have decided to extend it until a minimum the end of the year.
Oh, great.
And we chose Food for the Poor because, we actually have people that have moved between us. It's an organization that we know and understand, and the magnitude of the work that they do is just staggering. How many thousands of people they feed on a weekly basis, how many homes they build, so it's one of those places that it really is, for my language, they hold a line of defense for so many people with so great needs that that's where we decided to go.
Thank you very much. A question from Norma Williams. I'm going to ask Anne-Marie to answer, and then I'm going to get Michael Ahmad to weigh in, as well as Colette. Here's the question from Norma Williams. Anne-Marie Walters, we're going to ask you first. How do you help your employees differentiate between customer administration and customer service administration? Many of them are so great at the administration of sales and even rewarded, and poor at service. So let me repeat. How do you, this is a question from Norma Williams, Anne-Marie Walters, how do you help your employees differentiate between customer administration and customer service administration? Many of them are great at the administration of sales and even rewarded, but poor at service.
Firstly, I'd like to say that's an excellent question, and certainly we do a lot of stuff. I would say to you, firstly in the morning when we get in, half an hour before we start to greet our customers, it's a time for role plays, huddles, dealing directly with customer service. How is it that we treat our guests is important to us. We also stack that up in terms of our group has a university that our staff are continuously retrained in terms of service standard. And most of all, we encourage our team in terms of services to serve with empathy. It's a different type of service now. When you can see yourself in the customer's shoe, then that's the way in which you want to be treated. And so empathy is important in how we treat our guests, in how we make sure that our staff continue to really put that as a fiber in terms of how they continue to treat guests. And so the continuous reorientation in terms of training is top line on our list. And we ensure that we if it is that a staff does not treat the guest in the right way, it is that opportunity for coaching. And it's something that we really are big on at Ashley Furniture Home Store, how we coach our team members to help them to ensure that this does not happen in the future. So service is top of line, and our guests, we are really nothing without our customers. And for that, I will say to you, that is why we treat that as priority at Ashley Home Furniture.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. Let's go across to Colette now. What's your take on it? They're often rewarded and good at the customer administration, but poor at customer service. Can you unmute, please? Thank you.
My apologies for that. Thank you for that question, Norma. Part of what we do here is we oftentimes ask our team members, put yourself in the customer's shoe. What is it that you think they're experiencing, why they have this particular need, complaint, wish? Once we're able to do that, I think that we can empathize a lot more with our customers and be able to provide the proper service to them. At the end of the day, we are in a service industry. We depend on customers coming in as well as customer interaction for business to become and remain successful. And so it is very, very important for us to understand that understanding the customer is the best way to provide effective customer service. I agree that sometimes customer administration, the lines are blurred a little bit, and so we think that talking in a route way that is something that is scripted is the best way to go. But you have to humanize it, humanize the process,
Absolutely.
become the customer yourself, is what I believe.
Thank you. Michael, do you want to weigh in? A lot of your team members have been with you, from the outset. And how do you deal with the approach to customer care?
Well, I have a little different approach. Our team members are not sales people, they're customer service people. One of the 4 pillars of our business is that we treat our customers like guests. And so our staff is trained and it's drilled into them that these are the people that make our business viable. And so when they come through our doors, nothing is too much to do to make them happy. We even go so far as to tell them it's not about making a sale only. Because sometimes in the clothing business, somebody may want something and they come in and they try it on and it doesn't look good on them. And in other places, they might say, yes, man, yes, buy it, it looks good on you. Our staff are told, tell them, no, it doesn't look good on you, because it's better not to make a sale one day and have them come back every time they need something than just to hit them once. So we treat the customer in our company as king. They're always right. And we try and let the administration of sales be as far in the background as possible. Even when you're cashing, we ask our cashiers to engage in conversation with the customers. We have nice video boards behind the cashiers showing, relaxing scenery or promotions or whatever, so that the customer never feels like they're only there to buy something. They're there to have an experience, and they're there to satisfy their needs, not only for the immediate purchase, but for the future.
Thank you. Somebody wants to know, Michael, about your policy on returns. If you purchase something from the store, what's your policy on returns?
With the exception of underwear, we have a no questions asked return policy.
Okay, I guess that answers.
And really good for mittens on. So if you come into the store as anybody and you don't want to fit stuff on, you can buy the entire store if you want. Take it home, try it on, and bring it back the next day. We'll give you an immediate refund, exchange, credit, whatever you want. We have a no questions asked return policy.
Okay, thank you for that. Marcus, a question for you. There seems to be a huge spike in construction and home improvement during this time. Is Hardware and Lumber enjoying an increase in revenue? Of course you are, Marcus, and how much money have you made?
Interesting question. I don't know that there is necessarily a huge spike. I believe that there is a continuation of an upward trajectory, save and except for the pause that we all experienced in April when things were a lot more acute. In terms of how much money we make, I regrettably am unable to share that in this forum, but suffice to say that we've made enough to keep the stores open and to keep our family members who provide the great customer service that they do employed without fear of dislocation.
And a second part to that question from Mr. Williams, how can shoppers get involved in your Food for the Poor campaign?
By shopping with us online. Every purchase that you make at www.hardwareandlumber.com, 1% of that will go to Food for the Poor.
Okay, Mr. Williams should be happy now. Okay, I'm going to ask Anup to weigh in on this one. 2 panelists say customers are always right, but what about a staff? They want Michael. Michael, you are everybody's favorite. But what about a staff who tries his or her best, but is verbally abused or bullied by the customer? There are customers who try to create issues unnecessarily. And what's your take on that? I've never heard anybody too rowed at Bijou, mind you, but is the customer always right? You sit on the shopping committee.
Absolutely. So one has to look at the lifetime value of a customer. So, similar to what Michael said, it's not one sale. If you take what a customer spends through their lifetime and add it up, it's a hell of a lot more than what they buy in the one purchase. And remember, a satisfied customer will go and tell 30 of his friends. So, but I personally, as a CEO, get involved with that customer. Whenever there's an issue, I leave what I'm doing. I go on the sales floor and I intervene. Yes, there are bullies. Yes, there are people who come in with bad intention. But that's 1 in a million or 1 in 100,000. But yes, the customer is always right. And you have to sort of sometimes calm the salespeople down and remove them from the transaction and pacify both sides. But I take it so importantly that I myself get involved.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Novia, can I weigh in on that real quick?
Please.
I used to say that the customer was always right, and I may get into a little bit of trouble for this. Since COVID, I've actually morphed that language just a little bit. Where at Hardware and Lumber, what we do recognize is the power of the customer and the value of the customer, and that is paramount for us all. But we have had instances where customers are definitely not right, and we've had to stand behind those. And so, for example, in our stores, we've had people who have tried to force their way in without masks in violation of the protocols. And so those are things that we've had to stop. We've had instances where people who should be quarantined have tried to come into the store, and our intelligence has has educated us that these people should be on quarantine, and then we've had to respond in other ways. So from that standpoint, we try to remind customers of the duty of care that we have for all customers and all staff.
Just a quick point, Novia, if I may.
Yes,
also.
please.
It's really a buy into a thought process. It's not a literal, the customer is always right. It's the mindset. Okay, so what you do, and I agree with both Michael and Marcus, you have to remove the team member from that situation and step in and take control. As Marcus has said, there are times when we do have customers who try to access the store without a mask, and it does require the intervention of a senior personnel to explain to the customer why this is important. It's not just for your health and safety, it's for the health and safety of everyone else that has to be in the store, including our team members. So I would like to just state that I do believe that the customer is always right process is more of a mindset than it is a literal. And I think once you buy into that thought process, then the rest will flow. Just to kind of give a little additional to that thought.
Right.
No, but I'd also like to weigh in on the customer is always right point. I strongly believe that the customer must leave feeling as if they are right. And so it may be a situation that we as a retailer has really caused the customer to be upset in some way, shape or form that we didn't deliver. And even if the customer is breaching, coming in without a mask, we provide masks so that the customer can also utilize. So it is a point for us to see how best we can have that customer leaving and feeling satisfied, even though the situation became untenable or ugly, if one could describe. So it is how the customer leaves feeling. It's important. And also, as my colleagues have said or shared before, is to remove that staff member from the front line and also take the opportunity to weigh in and continue on the service line. It's important.
I like the fact that you have masks available, in the event that masks are left at home. That might, be a solution. I'd like to ask, well, I'll just go in my order and ask each of you to weigh in on this question. So let's start with you, Marcus. What have you learned? What new have you learned about your customer during this particular traumatic time for most of us? What new have you learned about your customer? The profile of the hardware and lumber customer, as it were.
We've learned quite a lot, actually. No, that's a very good question. I mean, with the shifts and the pivots that we've made in terms of customer engagement, we've actually seen a lot of new customers coming into our stores, really revolving around, I think, the convenience element to so much of what we do. Again, I mentioned the essential kits that we started pushing out across a number of areas, cleaning a number of the different categories that we have, and a lot of customers have gravitated towards that. It's very interesting. So we've increased what we do in terms of packaging things for customers and making it, because some of the stuff that we do can be very technical. So increasing our expertise, kind of demystifying some of the things. I know you're a fan of our paint infrastructure. A lot of it has gone a long way for our customers.
I like the use of the word demystify, because I think COVID has really forced a lot of people to, break it all down for us. Donna, what have you learned about your customer, the creative building finishes customer? What new have you gleaned?
Well, the first thing I would say is that the whole retail experience is actually built on relationships. And that I've found that this COVID thing has actually strengthened relationships among suppliers, customers, and with your employees. So it is almost a win-win situation there. We have been able to build on that relationship in terms of loyalty and trust. The trust, I think, is very important in all of this equation, because with this COVID, we have to trust that our customers are coming into us, that they know that they're healthy and that they're coming into us and keeping us safe. And in the same way, we as the provider, the retailer, we have to trust ourselves in that we are keeping our customers safe as well. So I think that this has shown us that it to me has brought the fittest, the fittest of the survivors. That is what it has shown. So loyalty, we have customers no matter what. Even if they can't come into us, they call, we do the video, we meet them outside with the card machine, they swipe, we deliver things to them. We trust that they are coming in to keep us safe, we're keeping them safe, and the relationship. So that has just strengthened during this COVID. And, some people, some things will fall by the wayside, but I think that once you have that in place, once you know and trust all around, then everything will be well.
Right. And somebody says, Donna, that they agree with you. The trust in terms of safety is a two-way process. Thank you for that, Jackie. Lisa Garcia at Carmen's Corner and Furniture Land. What have you learned about your customer, your family member during this time?
Nova, during this time, we've learned that I think that everyone in the world, and this is globally, we have to have empathy and compassion. And sometimes you're going to have agitated people coming in, and we have to show that little extra bit of kindness. Don't fight fire with cursing on. If somebody comes in and you have an agitated customer, show them, go that extra mile. When I mean drown them with kindness, it's going to calm any situation. And we believe in that. Our doors are always open. We're here for you. When you come in, we're going to greet you And we're going to, like I said, we're going to deliver that wow. That when you walk out of here, you're going to be satisfied and you're going to be happy. And we've always delivered that. And I find that's why during this very difficult time, our clients and our customers, they keep on coming back. And it's because of who we are. And I'm asking everyone out there that right now we have to show each other respect and compassion. And this is going out to the customer as well. We are dealing with, all of us are dealing with this situation together. But you know what? We're all one people, one family, and let's just show love. That's it.
Thank you very much. Pat Samuels at Signatures, what have you learnt about your customers? I mean, you have a family situation as it is already. Have you seen new faces come through the door? What have you learnt?
Well, you know, I've learned they haven't changed a lot. COVID hasn't changed them much. Because as a rule, when they come in, the staff knows they offer a drink, whether it's tea, coffee, wine, water, whatever. And they will come in and they'd say, Lord, I'm glad you're open your seat, because that man is driving me crazy at home. I had to get out. I had to get away. And because no restaurants and no wine bars are open, they'll come down here and sit, they'll have a drink, we'll chat through the breeze. So we find they haven't changed much, because this is what we're accustomed to. When they come to Signatures, it's like a lifestyle. They come here to shop, yes, but they also come to hang out, have a chat, talk about the daughter's wedding, the child's achievement in school, just someone to chat to. And you find the staff we have here, we don't have a big turnover. It's the same staff year over year. So they get to know the customers. So even if I'm not here, they'll chat with things I tell the staff you'll never believe when I get here. They say, you know what, this so-and-so said today, blah, blah, blah. You know, so you find it's almost like a little getaway for our customers. They haven't changed much where that is concerned.
Thank you. Well, you know, retail therapy is that getaway, right, Michael? Retail therapy is that getaway, right, Michael?
Are you here? Are you hearing me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It is that getaway, and definitely what we found in this COVID time is that our customers are definitely responsive to positive change. The redecoration of the store, the new merchandise, the whole new attitude of our sales staff. They like to communicate. They like to talk, assess their opinion. They like to tell us and what they'd like to see. The extra effort that being put in, and the investment that we've made, because the normal comment is, you guys have to be crazy to be doing this in these times. But you know, if we don't, then we'll just be like everybody else. And nothing is more satisfying than one of our customers comes in with their friends to share the experience with them.
I love that. Colette at Fontana.
I found that our customers, whilst they enjoy the convenience of shopping and accessibility, and I'm saying that in direct relation to when we began our curbside pickup process.
Yes.
They like the convenience of that. They like the fact that we were still accessible as a store. They could call in, get what they want. We'd be there right on time, still practicing the safety measures as established. What I found after, though, is that once we started easing the restrictions and extended the curfew hours, they wanted to come back in store. They wanted to have that shopping experience. And I think that they have become adaptable. And they have also, although we have those challenges with some of our customers, for the most part, the loyalty remains, the need to have that experience, that interaction, that individual that say, hi, Mrs. Smith, how are you? Welcome back. And that elbow bump thing that we do now instead of the handshake. They love that. And so I think that that's what's that sticks up more for me, is the fact that they want to come in, they want to enjoy the store, and they want that interaction. I think they miss that a little bit because COVID had us all cooped up, for want of a better word, for a little bit too long. But I would like to encourage everybody as we move forward to this reopening of the economy and, you know, flights coming in and whatnot, we still practice those safety measures. It's still important because we're not sure really what this COVID-19 really is. We're still learning a lot about it. It behooves us as operators, owners, directors to educate ourselves so that we can educate our team, as well as to educate the customers as they come in, you know? So I think that was most striking to me, the fact that they so wanted that ongoing customer interaction, or staff interaction.
Great, thank you. Anne-Marie, what did you notice? What was new?
So firstly, I want to use this opportunity to thank our guests, our family, our customers for their continued support to us. What I gleaned from this is really how magnificent our people are and compassionate, because they were just coming in to just shop only. They were just sharing and their care with the team members to ask, how are you doing? How are your family members doing? So for me, that really for me is what I would walk away to say. Our customers really, they are loyal, they are compassionate, and really they gave us the support when we needed them at this time. So I really want to thank our customers. They are great people. They're like family, even though we say they're guests, they're also our family members, because they treat us in that way and we treat them likewise. So I haven't gleaned anything new. I really just want to just emphasize how compassionate they were to us during this period.
That's really nice. Anup.
Okay, well, just want to recognize that during this period that the salaries have been cut. There's lots of unemployment. Many shops will not reopen. However, for others, it's been a period of forced savings. People who have been employed and not really gone out shopping, their bank accounts have been built up. And so those people who are going shopping will spend more per transaction. The panelists have said all the right words, you know, in various forms. Those words mean a lot to us, which is loyalty, relationship, trust, family, value, because it's never about the price. It's always about the value. We remember their birthdays, their anniversaries. We try to treat every customer like they are our only customer. In fact, our free Wi-Fi system greets you by first name. If you log on the first time, it asks you your name, and then every time you log on afterwards, it'll greet you, greetings, Novia, or or whoever the person is. We find that people who are going shopping tend to be going for a specific mission, birthday, anniversary. There's less browsing. They're more laser focused. We try to make our product, constantly update our product, brands, etc., and evolve. Try to make our process experiential. And we believe that great sales associates are more essential than ever. Each customer has their favorite. They come to Bijou, they know the sales staff by name, and they go straight to that person who they want to take care of them. So that's really important. In fact, during this time, what we spent our time doing is developing a good membership rewards program. We want to give our customers great return benefits for being loyal and shopping with us and spending money with us. They don't have to. They can spend it everywhere, spend it on other things and everywhere else. So we're going to try and do a give back that way. And also at the same time, try to, improve our data science, find out, how many times the customers are coming per year, or, what are they spending on their average ticket, why they shop. So we do a lot of in-house customer surveys. And we're trying to just improve everything, but we find our customers are they notice our improvements and notice our upgrades and notice our small changes, and they make comments, mostly positive so far. So we're gonna keep doing that.
Members of the panel, please feel free to, use your, show your hands if you want to respond. We've heard most of the people I've spoken to prior to this webinar. In fact, I didn't speak to them, they called me, asked this question over, asked that question. Here's a question that's most asked. And as I said, anybody can answer. Are our expectations too high, as it were, in terms of shopping in Jamaica? What else? I mean, I love the fact that most of you have really dug deep and, invested. Michael said that people look at him and, think that he's mad to be to be investing, to be sprucing up, to be, to ensure that the customer has a really great experience. We were very fortunate in that the country was not locked down in the way that, Europe was and some parts of the United States. We were not locked shut. But what can the customer now get from you guys that will keep them shopping here as opposed to taking their monies elsewhere? Anybody can put their hands up and answer. Don't all rush.
Again, let me jump in here since nobody else is. I just want to repeat what I said. It's about value and not price. So the customer must feel like they left with something worth what they've spent on, and it should be a good experience, and they should be treated with respect. And when somebody's spending their money with you, you need to realize that they have so many more options. I mean, today the millennial and the Generation Z, they like experiences. They're less about things and more about restaurants and drinks and travel. And travel's been taken away from us. So it's a question of mutual respect. And again, your employees are such an important part of your process that if you don't treat them with respect, they won't treat your customer with respect. So it's important that we keep reinvesting in our businesses and improving and staying current with the global trends, both technology, service trends, et cetera, et cetera.
So,
Novia, can I come in here?
Yes, certainly.
I would think Amars is now 60 years old this year. I'm sure when my parents started it, it was all about selling clothing. It's not just about selling clothing anymore. It's about an experience. So people, I'm sure that there are very few people in Jamaica who really need to buy clothing or need to go out to a restaurant because they have food at home. They go for the experience. And so we're going to try and make every single day an experience of shopping. And that's our commitment. I mean, just a couple of the things we're doing for summer. We're having in-store art exhibitions, a pop-up pastry exhibition, a big independence promotion. Because it's more than just going and buying clothing. And that's the way forward, I think.
So when can we look forward to the pastry pop-up? Sweet too. Did we lose you, Michael?
Novia, if I could also join.
Yes,
Sorry, go ahead, Sir Mike.
I think we lost you.
The pastry pop-up is the third weekend of July.
Okay.
And we'll be promoting them all, so you can just look at IG and everything.
Thank you, Marcus.
Yes, Novia, I want to really endorse the fact that the real value in brick and mortar is the experience, and in particular in our business, as I mentioned earlier, where there are so many elements of it that are technical The in-store expertise is very important, and what we are doing here at Hardware and Lumber is also making the experience not only just in-store but out of store. For example, our partnership with Agent Sasco in the Rapid Value DIY modern builder is a resounding success, and it's about how we do these technical things and make them fun. And so we're taking the experience and adding to it, not just in-store, but out of store as well.
Can I pop it, Sylvia?
Yes, please, Pat.
I am eternally optimistic because we are Jamaicans, we're different. And I think the only reason we're not up and about and popping and going to the wine bar and doing what we want to do and have our dances and things is because the government is restricting us. So I feel the minute the restrictions are lifted, we're going to get cracking and do what we have to do because we are Jamaicans. Nothing holds us back. So for that reason, I'm eternally optimistic. But for now, we just have to ride it through because we have to be safe, naturally, because if we're not safe, it doesn't make sense. So while the restrictions are on, we'll have to obey them. But I can guarantee you, we can come back here and have another web show. Right after the restrictions are lifted, things are going to flip right back to where it was. So, let's wait and see.
I just want to pick up on that, if I may, Novia.
Okay, and then we'll just go to Lisa. I think Lisa had her hand up as well.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to go with me first or Lisa?
Lisa, you had your hands up?
Okay, yes, I had my hands up.
Yeah.
So what I was saying to myself, Novia, a while ago, and I'd like to say to all of you, the wonderful thing at this time is that we have a little thing called technology. And I think COVID-19 gave us the opportunity to really and truly see how important, especially in retail technology. Now, last year, we started in October a VIP program where you can basically, all you have to do is subscribe online and you get up to 20% off. So 20% off anything in the store. And the way people react to that loyalty, and I think at this time, especially because sometimes people do feel that frustration, we can give them that little extra. So I think that there is light after COVID, and we all have to realize that we have to continue living even through this period. And you don't want to become depressed. And there's nothing better than, I say amen to retail therapy, because when you have retail therapy, and a thing of beauty is a joy forever, and you can actually enjoy something. I think as long as we can say, yeah, guess what? It's in our budget, go for it. Continue living, because like I said, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we have to go and we have to move towards that tunnel. So at this time, everyone, in my eyes, we just really and truly need to just do that extra mile and just give our clients and our customers that little extra to, make life a little bit more bearable with the whole retail shopping and all.
Thank you. Colette.
I wanted to agree with Norma on the restrictions and our new way of life, so to speak. But I also wanted to recognize that with the restrictions, we've all had to become more innovative in the way we do business and how we interact with our customers and the different services that we provide for them, trying to, maintain the same customer experience and whatnot. And at Fontana, outside of the curbside pickup process, we've made things a little bit more convenient for our shoppers with online shopping. We have QuickPlate. So for those persons who still are hesitant to physically come into the store, you could use any of these services. And we also have a delivery service. We've just recently launched our chat line. So you have that interactive chat line. You have questions to ask. You just want a quick answer rather than going through the phone process, which sometimes can be tedious. We also provide that option to our customers. And that's what I talk about, what I mean when I talk about being innovative. You have to find those other means of encouraging the customers to shop and reminding them and sharing with them what measures we have taken to continue to make it safe. Again, just going back to the fact that we don't know what tomorrow is going to hold as we start going back to what will become our new normal. We just have to keep with the trends, do our research, keep informed, and keep informing in the process.
Donna, somebody wants to know, you mentioned you know, people buying tiles and you have to explain to them which is which. So they want a brief class on the tiles. What's new in the industry?
I will answer myself.
Okay,
all right.
we're hearing you now. So if you could just
Yes. Okay. Yes, I shall. Okay. So in the industry, we have to keep ourselves current because, you know, I mean, tiles are, you know, you talk about clothes, you have a Mars and you have Pat there at Signatures, but tiles have now become almost a fashion statement. So there are just so many different aspects to it. You have the ceramic tiles, you have porcelain tiles, you have the tiles for walls, you have tiles for floor, you have the tiles for pools, backsplashes. It would be, oh gosh, such
So
a long process.
I think they want to know. Okay, when you go shopping for tiles, right?
Yes.
When you go
So-
to Pat's or you go to Michael, you know, there's somebody there to assist you. So what kind of language should they be speaking about tiles?
No,
You know,
they're not the ones to be-
you know, like how Marcus told us that there's a paint whisperer. Who knew? So is there a tile whisperer?
No. Okay. They don't have to be the ones to speak the language. We speak the language for them because we recognize that 99% of people who come into the store don't know anything about tiles. And that is why we are the ones that are knowledgeable. We are there to guide them. We are there for them to consult with. So to help them to help their dreams, to make their dreams come true. So no, you don't have to know anything about tiles. We are the ones that will guide you on it. We will let you know, no, don't put this texture tile in your living room. That's not suitable for your living room. Oh, definitely not the polished porcelain for outside. So those are the things that we know and we will guide you with.
Okay,
So,
cool.
and that is what we pride ourselves on, you know, Novia and the rest of the panel. We pride ourselves in that we can provide the knowledge, the expertise for our customers. And that's why we're so proud when, you know, you have over the years, you have families. So who started with us 20 years ago? We now find that it is their kids who are coming to shop with us. And that is the kind of longevity that you want in business. You know, everybody talking about that is not just one sale, and that's what it is. It's not a sale because you want the experience, their experience, to resonate and repeat to a lot of other people.
Thanks,
So
Donna.
come in to shop with us, and we will guide you as to what it is that you need.
Okay, we have a question. Anne-Marie Nicholson, for you, Anup. It is evident that brick and mortar is here to stay and has been part of, well, it has been part of her experience. What are some of the initiatives that will be put in place to improve the customer service in this new era?
Okay, so first of all, on the marketing side, so there are many channels of marketing these days. Used to be you put an ad in, you know, in print, but now you have TV, radio, billboards, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and we got to use all channels to reach the customer and inform them of what's happening. So services such as I mentioned in the last chat, you know, having cafes, in, you know, serving food, bits, free Wi-Fi, visual marketing using influencers. We currently use Tammy Chin, and she's amazing, and the response has been great. People want to be like, they want to wear and do the things that famous people do. So influencer marketing is very important. Presentation of products. So less is more, I believe. So, you know, you highlight certain product that are your best sellers. Data science, very important. You need to see which are the best selling styles and make sure you always have those in stock. Lighting, display, giving items space is important. As I said before, engage all the senses, music, scent, all of this stuff is important for the customer. Also, as Michael said, don't lie to the customer and tell them, oh, that looks good on you, when it really doesn't. People know their own bodies and people know their own faces. And so when something does not look good on them, tell them that doesn't look good on them. And they appreciate the honesty, as opposed to just, because if you keep saying everything they try on, that looks good on you, that looks good on you, that looks good on you, they're going to say, well, what doesn't look good on me? You're lying, right? Don't do that to make the sale. Do not do that. And people have done that in the past, engage sales associates. So we have what we call SMART goals for our staff. So these are, SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. So the staff, the customer-facing staff have to engage with the customer, and again, not about selling product. It's about learning about them, what their specific tastes are, what their family life is, what problems they have, etc. And gather more information about the customer so you can make your recommendation so much more relevant to them, and then you measure it, right? Set them achievable goals in terms of sales targets, and then you incentivize them, and remember their, use technology to remember their anniversary, birthdays, and they like that. If you can remember a customer's name, if they walk through your front door and they can say, "Hi, Novia," I mean, Novia, you're famous, but if not so famous person, and you say, "Hi, hi, Norma, how are you?" And you should be very pleased that person she was remembered.
Absolutely.
Although you had hundreds of customers, but you remember Norma, right?
Yeah.
So personalization is important. These are some of the things. I mean, there's a lot more. Customer journey is important. You need to put yourself, as someone said, in the customer's shoes and start the journey from the moment they're touched by one of your marketing pieces to coming in store, their experience, how they shop, how they browse, how they check out, how they leave. So walk in the customer's footstep and see if there are any pain points and remove those pain points.
Very true. So we will ask each person, starting with you, Marcus, to just in 30 seconds, as we unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and there's nothing worse than when retail therapy comes to an end. But Marcus, what would you like to say to your family, friends, customers looking on at this point as we wrap?
Well, I would first of all like to say thank you very much to our customers, our existing customers, the new customers we've experienced. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for allowing us to serve you in areas that we do with great value, with great service. I would like to also thank my H&L family for, especially in this time, continuing to put the customers first, in spite of their own fears, their own concerns, etc. And I'd like to take this opportunity, Novia, with your permission, to really say congratulations and thank you to the panel, many of whom I shop with, and of course, Michael Amar, who has been my retail mentor. And I want to say thank you to you for this platform, and congratulations, Novia. You've done it yet again.
Thank you. Donna.
Hi. Well, like everybody else, I'd love to thank you, The Observer, for giving me this opportunity to kind of showcase creative building finishes. Our customers, you can have a business, but there are just certain key components that bring the business together. And for us, it's our customers. Without our customers, there would be no business. But then, without our staff, there would be no business. And I would just like to say, our staff, I can't begin to tell you how great a staff that we have. It's 55 of us, and over the 20 years we've built up, you know, from nowhere to now. But the staff has been just amazing, amazing, amazing. Our customers, loyal, loyal, loyal customers. Even during this COVID time, they were calling, they were coming in, we were checking in with them to see how they were. It was just all about the sales. It was about the empathy, the care, the trust. And I would love to say thank you to all of that. Everybody, everybody. Creative Building Finishes. We're here 20 years. We'll be here another 20 years. We're here to serve you. We're here to make your dream come true.
Thank you.
Tiles, creative.
Lisa,
Thank you.
30 seconds.
I know, but I take this opportunity to thank you again for having us. And I would like to thank all our amazing, wow, there's a fly right there. I'd like to thank all our amazing customers and amazing staff, because we couldn't do it without the staff.
Absolutely.
And thank them so much for their wonderful energy.
All right. Pat?
At this time, like I said, we're going to be going through this period, and COVID-19 is not going to be just over like this. It's not going to be over tomorrow.
Are you picking up Wi-Fi here? Right?
Thank you very much.
Compassion, love, and let's just make the best of this situation. And at the same time, guys, thanks again. And we're looking forward to seeing you, all our customers out there, and our doors are open. So hop on our website, subscribe to me, become a VIP, come and visit us. We love you all.
Okay, Pat.
Thanks again, Nova.
Thank you. Okay. We'll come back to Pat. Michael, final.
Novia, thanks to the Observer for continuing to push the retail horizon. You guys always make it so much easier to do it. And from a Mars point of view, I'd just like to make a commitment that we're always going to treat our staff like family. We're always going to treat our customers like guests. And we're always going to be ethical in whatever we do, even when no one is watching.
I love that. Thank you very much. Colette.
Just like to say thank you, Novia, as well as the Observer, for giving us this platform to highlight the services that we provide. And thanks to our customers. They've been loyal, they've been true. The criticisms, the praises, we accept it all, because at the end of the day, it helps us to do better and to be able to identify what it is that we need to do to encourage them to continue shopping with us.
Thank you.
Our team, like everybody else, has been phenomenal through this time. They are going through their challenges as well. And they come here every day with a smile, and they provide service and they support. And so, you know, like everybody else has said, without the customers, you couldn't do it, but certainly without the team members servicing these customers, it would not be possible. So just encourage everybody to continue to shop Fontana. We have a wide variety of stuff. Gonna take me more than the 30 seconds allowed. So just come in, 6 stores island-wide. So, you know, once again, we do appreciate this platform to, you know, just highlight what we're doing here. Thank you.
Thank you. Anne-Marie.
I just want to use this opportunity to thank you, Nova, and the Observer for bringing this opportunity to us to showcase our platform here at Ashley Home Store. And firstly, I also want to thank our staff, our team members, really, throughout COVID-19. Sometimes I myself wondered whether or not they themselves were not afraid, but they came out and they really served our customers well. And to our customers, we really want to say thank you so much. We could not have been here or done this without you. And as brick and mortar retailers, we continue to serve you in the best way that we can. We really care for our customers, and we care for them in such a way that we'll continue to be here and make sure that in their homes, they're able to relax, smile, and really live in style. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd like to thank every single person. Marcus Richards, Managing Director, Hardware Lumber. Donna Parnell, Director, Creative Building Finishes. Lisa Garcia, marketing consultant for Furnitureland and Carmen's Corner. Patricia Samuels, Managing Director, Signatures Boutique. Michael Amar Jr., Director, Mars. Colette Mornan, Store Manager, Fontana Pharmacy. Anne-Marie Walters, Regional Manager, Ashley Furniture Home Store. Anup Shandaram, CEO, Bijou. And of course, Sagicor, Digicel and Carreras Limited. I love what Michael said. You know, we remain ethical even when nobody's watching. At The Observer, we remain loyal to all, and especially to our retailers. But we like when you're watching us because, you know, every day matters and there's nothing quite like retail therapy. So a solid dose of retail therapy will certainly send the signal that we are back up and we look forward to what the ministers has to say later on this week. And we'll expect you to drop us a line first. We look forward to more conversations such as this. And of course, we look forward to you sharing your news with us so that we in turn can share it with our readers and the rest of Jamaica. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was a great day shopping. Bye.
Sagicor e-Advantage, bank with ease, as you please, like a breeze, pay no fees, rain or shine, save your time, it's so fine when you bank online.
Finally, there's a savings account that meets your need for speed and ease. Sagicor Bank e-Advantage, bank online, no monthly fees, unlimited, free Sagicor Bank ABM withdrawals, interest on your money. Sagicor Bank e-Advantage.
It's so fine when you bank online.
Open your Sagicor Bank e-Advantage account today.